I'm Dave with CanyonChasers.net. We recently had the opportunity to test Continental's newest Hypersport tire, the Sport Attack 3. Continental says the Sport Attack 3 is a brand new tire, not an evolution of the Sport Attack 2. They said it was a carcass-up redesign. It does, however, retain some of the features found on other Attack tires in Continental's lineup, such as traction skin that eliminates the need for slippery mold release to be used on the production of the tire, as well as Continental's multi-grip or continuous compound technology. By curing the tire at different rates and temperatures, the center of the tire is less flexible and more resistant to wear, while the shoulder of the tire is softer, grippier, and more compliant. They've also added a brand new feature they've called grip limit feedback. The idea is that as the tire nears the limits of adhesion, it will start to gradually slip a little to warn the rider, rather than just grip and grip and grip and then no more grip. We traveled to Uvalde, Texas to visit Continental's 5,000-acre test facility, where they push the limits of everything from semi-truck tires, passenger car tires, and motorcycle tires. For the motorcycles, we'd have access to their slow-speed handling course, which would simulate your average canyon or street ride, and a high-speed course that would allow us to see how the tires would behave at a local track day.
We're rolling out onto the handling course. Continental has supplied a stack of bikes for us to use, and I've chosen the Triumph Daytona 675 for this session. What kind of excited me most about this tire is that Conti said they spent a lot of time and energy making the front tire as good as possible. Now I can tell you, the first few sessions on the tire, I quite honestly didn't even notice it, which is really kind of high praise. Having a tire that just does its thing is free. It just lets you focus on finding your apexes. On a side note, Continental has a helicopter following us around, and it's a little unnerving. I keep getting little glimpses of this flying yellow thing in my rearview mirror, which is something I honestly haven't experienced before. And I have to confess, it makes me feel really cool. I guess this must be what it's like to be a MotoGP rider. Well, only I'm a lot slower and there's no screaming fans. But other than that, it's just like MotoGP. Now the front tire has changed from the Sport Attack 2. The initial tip-in is a little slower than the older version, but it's still very stable and planted while leaned over. So the tire is a little slower through these fast kickers, but again, more stable. This also makes the tire more forgiving of any sloppy handlebar inputs. So the softer carcass is it's really compliant. It makes this a very agreeable tire to get on with. Say that the softer carcass makes this tire really communicative for trail braking. This course has a lot of these decreasing radius bends that require you to brake deep, and this tire is just up to the task. I'm finding myself entering these turns quicker and quicker, braking deeper and deeper, and the tire is just fine with it. It just has a lot of feel. I can feel like I can tell exactly what the tire is doing, which is great. What's even more impressive is that we're running 3 tire pressures. If you're doing track days, you can adjust the tire pressure accordingly and get even more out of this tire. The thing that really seems to stand out about this tire is, based on how it handles and behaves, is that you can tell that it was designed around a street rider who visits the track from time to time, as opposed to many other tires that are designed around the rider who spends almost all their time on the racetrack and only occasionally rides on the street. So the impressions, this tire is really good. I pushed the front tire pretty hard and it was rock solid the entire time. The Sport Attack 2 was a good tire, but their front tire had kind of fallen behind the competition over the last few years. So yeah, this front tire is good. The rear tire is totally solid too. This last corner just goes on forever, and I just keep feeding more and more throttle, and the tire's just happy to do it. I suspect if I were to just ham fist it and wallop the throttle wide open, I could get the tire to spin, but with proper throttle use, the tire is just transparent.
Thanks so much for watching. You can learn more by checking out our complete review by clicking on the link, or you can just go to canyonchasers.net, where you can also find more travel logs, how-to videos, product reviews, and much, much more.